And we're back. Welcome back to Life of Jasmine, where my name is Jasmine. Not what I meant to say. I'm tired. I'm running on 2 hours of sleep, and my stomach hurts. Okay, we're gonna get through this. Cause I keep saying that I'm going to do it, and now I'm doing it. I'm doing it again because I already failed another one, but I wanted to do it again. But anyways, hi, welcome back. This is Life of Jasmine, where what do I say? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my dog. She doesn't want to be on camera. But this is my channel where I talk about mental health because my mind matters and I talk about it. She's just gonna watch me. She's just gonna watch me. I haven't been able to really sit down much and just be able to talk to you guys about what has been on my mind lately because I have been so time consumed with this new job I have, which I love and I'm really grateful for, but I don't have any time to do any of my other jobs. So lately, I've been really wanting to expand my knowledge on psychology. And I found a book on borderline personality disorder, and I was like, I have to get this. I have to. And so it's called Everything Borderline Personality Disorder. A majority of this book focuses on the mood characteristics. And these are characteristics that I personally do not even have. Reading this book has really got me doubting my diagnosis. I'm like, this really just doesn't sound like me at all. I've taken some notes from it and I would highlight in pink sections that applied to me, like sections that were like spot on me. And sometimes it would just be like half a sentence or like one word in a sentence, not even the whole sentence. Sometimes it'll be the whole paragraph, but that was like rare occasions. And then there's like the whole rest of the book that's just not me at all. So one of the major characteristics of borderline personality disorder is the angry outbursts and raging explosive episodes, or they get really angry. So for a person with borderline, the sun is in my eyes. Can you see the shadow? So for a person with borderline, it is very easy for them to just switch a flip and snap like that. I got to this thing down. So literally the smallest thing, the smallest little issue could make a person with borderline explode. They can lash out, they can be violent, and sometimes even dangerous. You do not want to make a borderline person mad. And so this is something that I've been hearing about a lot lately, and some comments that I've been getting is about this whole switch, like flip a switch and turn into this maniac. Apparently they can be really toxic, but I want to get this point out. Not everyone is like that. Because for me, I hardly ever get angry. Like, it is so rare, and it takes a lot for you to get some kind of reaction out of me. Because a lot of things I just don't see a point in being angry over. And another thing is, people with borderline, they will take that anger and they will hold on to it for days at a time, sometimes even weeks. It doesn't matter. It just lasts for a very long time. Whereas for me, I always choose to not get angry. I take a step back and I say, hold on, this isn't worth being this angry over, and I stop and I calm down and I move forward. My anger only lasts for a moment. It lasts for however long I let it last. And I get angry when I have a real reason to be angry. But when people say things that I don't like, or when they hurt my feelings, or if they're bashing on my beliefs, my rights, when I feel misunderstood, when I'm being mistaken, I'm assertive and I defend myself. I do not lash out at that person. I don't know, maybe sometimes it may seem like it, but that's not how I am trying to put out there. Like, there's a difference between someone with borderline who gets violently angry and dangerous versus someone just letting off steam. We have healthy anger, and then we have borderline personality disorder anger. Anger is a natural human emotion, and a lot of the times we're all just letting off steam, and it's healthy to let off steam. Whereas people with borderline personality disorder, it can get violent and dangerous, and it can last for long periods of time. And a lot of it is just really irrational. Well, really, anger in itself, a lot of the time, I believe is irrational, because for me to get angry, I have a point to be angry. That's the only way it happens. I have to have a point to be angry. Otherwise, I just don't care. There have been moments where recently, since I've read this book, there have been moments that I've experienced where I'm like, this is a situation where someone with borderline personality disorder would totally overreact towards. But for me, however, I don't have a reaction to anything. I just don't. I hardly ever get angry. I just really don't care. I don't care most of the time. These people act out several times throughout the day, I would say. And it's really unpredictable. Literally anything could trigger it. Anything at all, just the smallest thing would trigger it. Me, however, it's so rare. And it literally takes a lot for me to react in any way. Otherwise, I really just don't care. I just brush it off. I'm like, this is not worth it. So, mood swings. People with borderline personality disorder have intense mood swings. Like, they're basically just on their period all the time. So going back to the anger, how they can just easily snap, like anything can trigger it. Same thing with the mood swings. I don't really know a lot about mood swings because I don't get any. I'm a female and I am on my period right now. And let me just say this, hormones do not affect me. I've never had any cramps. I have never had any kind of mood swings. I've never PMS'd in any way. So I don't know a lot about mood swings. But people with borderline have intense mood swings. Literally, it's unpredictable, like I was saying. It can be triggered in an instant, and it happens multiple times throughout the day. Whereas with me, my emotions change with the situation. Most days, I'm just in my happy little world. Not really happy little world, but I'm in my monotone world. I'm content, but I will have a constant state of anxiety where my relationship is concerned, but that's just like always in the back of my mind, always. I'm also, just like how you're seeing me now, I'm just chill. When I'm at work or with friends, I am cheery, preppy. When I'm at home, I'm just laid back and chill. My mood hardly ever swings in any kind of direction. Of course, there are my days where I am in a really deep state of depression, and that can last for days and days and days. So it's not just something I snap out of. It's not something I just swing to the right and I'm out of there. And there are also days where, mostly when it's my anxiety, I get really irritable. And that's just because I just feel so overwhelmed. If I'm struggling with depression and anxiety at the same time, I just feel really overwhelmed. I feel like there's just so much weighing on my mind and my heart that just adding one little thing, like my mom telling me to do the dishes, or needing to give my dog a bath, needing to fight my dog to give her a bath, or just like my brother talking to me, or anything. Like, I don't lash out in any way, but I just get irritable. And sometimes my irritability can escalate. People with borderline personality disorder have no concept of social norms. They also feel very targeted and victimized in situations where they're not. Like, they could walk into a bar and see two people, like, excuse you, you just farted. Like, they could just walk into a bar and see two people just whispering amongst themselves. Literally could be talking about, like, Kim Kardashian. But they would see that and they could think they're talking about them. They're judging them. They're saying all this crap about them. And that then can trigger explosive rage. And they also put a lot of blame on other people for how they're reacting. They believe that they feel this way because this person did this to make them feel this way. Specifically and purposefully to make them feel in some kind of way. And they also think they're allowed to do something, but when another person turns around and does that same thing, that's not okay. They can't do that. Someone's hungry and you're eating in front of them. If someone borderline is the one eating in front of a hungry person, they think that's okay. It's perfectly fine to eat in front of that person. Whereas if it were flipped and the borderline person was hungry and the other person was eating, that would not be okay. In this situation, however, I'm just gonna squeeze my little opinion in. I just don't care. Either way, if I'm eating in front of you, it's because I legitimately do not care if you eat in front of me. Like, that's one of those things that's just, like, not worth it. And I don't understand why that's a thing. Like, why? And it just makes no sense to me. And I don't care about it. So you are welcome to eat in front of me, even if I fasted for 40 days. I do not care. Some borderline personality disorder, however, they be like, whoa, bitch, what you doing? Okay? So look out for that. And this also will transition into the locus of control. Normal people have an internal locus of control, which means anything that happens to them, they will hold responsibility for it. Whereas people with borderline personality disorder, they have an external locus of control, which means that they put blame on external things. Like what I was saying before, how if they overreacted in some way towards someone, they say, that wasn't my fault, they made me react this way. That is an example of an external locus of control. I have an internal locus of control. I always take the blame for what I did. I never accuse anyone. I don't even see a point of, like, blaming it on anyone else. I did something wrong, I will own up to it. I'll be like, I'm sorry, that was my bad. That's just the way I was raised. That was the way I was taught. And that's the way Jesus would have it. You are accountable for your own actions, for your own feelings, for your own this and that. Now, let's get into a favorite person, everyone's favorite topic. Because I've been getting a lot of comments lately talking about how people with borderline personality disorder are so toxic to their favorite person. I've been getting a lot of comments about people who know people with borderline personality disorder and how they have been victimized. They say that they are this person's favorite person and therefore they've been victimized. So they're saying that they've been victimized because their person with borderline is so toxic and they're always lashing out at them. And yeah, that's what they do when they're in a relationship. They have intense fear of abandonment and they also have really low self-esteem. So, hello. See, there's a face. There's a sky face. Well, hello. Mwah. People with borderline personality disorder have really low self-esteem. Their low self-esteem also causes them to have an intense fear of abandonment because they feel like they don't deserve to be loved. They're unworthy. And they've also have had traumatic experiences with being abandoned as well. Like most of the time, that's something that helps borderline personality disorder develop is traumatization due to abandonment or some kind of sexual abuse. For me, it was abandonment. But remember this, a lot of the time when someone with borderline is slashing out at you and they're like maybe insulting you, it's more turned inward. They're yelling at themselves. They are self-harming in a way. They're just letting their steam off at you, basically. But yeah, people keep saying like their person is toxic, and they keep saying they're cheaters, they're evil, all these nasty things. And I mean, yeah, I get it. I get that's how you feel about this one experience you've had with this one person. But whenever they feel a sense of abandonment, they tend to go to extremes to prevent it. They may even cheat just because they're feeling a sense of abandonment by you. And so to fill in the gaps or to prevent these feelings of abandonment, they'll have these sexual encounters where they will have meaningless sex. When people with borderline personality disorder are in a relationship, they start to feel a sense of abandonment. They do drastic things to prevent this abandonment, to prevent their partner from leaving them. They'll lash out at them, anything to get their attention, basically. But it's really things that push them away. I will not do anything that crazy. Like, what I do in my relationship is if I feel this person drawing away from me, I pull them in by talking to them, saying, hey, what is going on here? What can we do to fix this? What do you want? What I need from them is the reassurance. I need them to tell me that they want me. I need them to tell me that they choose me, that they're not gonna leave me, that they're never going to let me go again. That's what I need to feel. I need physical affection. I need his touch. I need just his presence. I need security, but I will never do anything drastic to get that out of them. And so one of the things that people will do is that they will actually threaten to kill themselves. And I think this is part of the reason why I was diagnosed as well. They might have thought that my trying to kill myself was a way to prevent being abandoned, but it wasn't. I had already been abandoned. I tried to end my life so I could end the pain. That was why I did that. It wasn't a preventative. It was me literally just wanting an escape out of this cycle, because I had been abandoned over and over and over again by the same guy. And I couldn't stop what I was feeling. I tried everything I could, but I just couldn't stop. And I've even talked to my favorite person about what I've learned in this book, and he agrees with me. Yeah, like I don't act this way that this book is describing. And it's really made me doubt my diagnosis. Like, do I really have borderline personality disorder, and why? Like, when I went to the hospital, the mental hospital after my attempt, they really didn't ask a lot of questions. They don't know who I am. They don't know my personality characteristics versus borderline personality disorder characteristics. Every day I met with my psychiatrist, or as a psychologist, whoever, the doctor. I met with the doctor every day while I was in the hospital. Sat down in her office. She had this binder out. She was on her computer typing away. She asked, how do you feel today? And I said, I'm fine. And she asked, how do the pills work? And I said, they're fine. But I gotta tell you this, I lied the entire time because I just wanted to get out of there. Pills don't do shiz, okay? They don't do shiz. My issue personally is not what's in my head. It's my surrounding situations. It's my life. Therefore, if pills can't make my favorite person love me, if pills can't make my favorite person stay, if pills can't give me all the money I need so I can do whatever the F I want, pills don't do shiz, okay? I understand that there are people out there that do need medication. I just am not one of those people. So I lied so I could just get out of there, because I knew that if I just told them that, I'd never be getting out. She just sent me off my way, asked me how I was doing, and sent me on my way. 5 days later, she's like, you ready to go home? I was like, yes. So Why was I diagnosed with borderline personality disorder? Me and my therapist have been looking into this topic. What we have discovered, looking back at my hospital records, is that my primary diagnosis was major depressive disorder, which, I've known for a very long time now that I have depression, like since I've been in my teens, maybe even earlier. But my secondary diagnosis was borderline personality disorder, and it was based merely on my fear of abandonment. That's all they based this diagnosis on, was my fear of abandonment. The fact that I attempted suicide after I had been abandoned by my favorite person. I do not fit the whole criteria for borderline personality disorder. I do have some characteristics of borderline personality disorder. Not these ones, but some. I do have past trauma with being abandoned, and I have experienced social isolation for 90% of my life. That then causes me severe anxiety in relationships, especially and specifically in the one with my favorite person. I literally have not been getting any sleep for the past several weeks now due to anxiety because of my relationship, because of my fear of abandonment, because of my lack of reassurance, lack of security. And it's the reason why I need my favorite person. If he really wants to be in a relationship with me, I need him. Need him to make an effort. I need him to show me what he wants. And I need him to show me that he wants me. I need him to want me in his life. And I need him to make me feel that way. I need security. I need to know that we are secure in this. And that even in those times when I do start feeling neglected, that he will be there to comfort me, to reinforce reassurance, reinforce security. That is what I need from my favorite person. So there are two big points that I need you to take away from this video. One is be more understanding towards your person with borderline. I've told you a lot about reasons why they act this way, and the biggest reasons is self-esteem, trauma, and fear of abandonment. Please be more understanding, and I will put a video out soon talking about ways to help this person that you know with borderline. So subscribe to stay tuned for that. And the second thing I want you to take away, not every borderline person has the same characteristics. Not every borderline person is going to be the same as the other borderline person that you have the kind of trauma with. We're not all toxic. We're not all cheaters. I myself am very religious when it comes to my sexuality. I believe that sex is very sacred and should only be shared between people who love each other. But I just want you to understand that we're not all going to be the same. We're not all going to have the same opinions. We're not all going to react the same. We're not all going to think the same. Every single person is different. Not everyone is going to fit the whole criteria for borderline personality disorder. Everyone has their own different stories. Everyone has their own different personality. We're all different. That is that. So be understanding, and we're all different. Those are your two big lessons for today. I hope I got my point across. I hope you got the point. Please, please, please support me by subscribing and be on the lookout for other videos on borderline personality disorder, depression, suicide, anxiety, relationships, blah, 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 blah. I don't have a lot of time to upload anymore because of this job, but I'm really, really hoping that I can get back into the groove of things, at least posting once a week. No promises though, because I am busy. I need sleep. I really need sleep. Subscribe so you can see all the things, be updated on my own borderline personality disorder journey, and watch my other videos. Watch all of my other videos. Stay real and have a super sparkly day. Just pop it in and say that if it looks like all these clips were filmed on different days, you are not wrong. I just want to make sure that everything was said perfectly and got the point across. So, not everyone with borderline is going to be the same. Not everyone with borderline is going to lash out. Not everyone with borderline is going to have these crazy mood swings like they're on the period all the time. Not everyone is going to treat their favorite person like trash. I certainly do not. And I will never treat my favorite person like trash. Ever. I will never do anything to hurt him. I love him. I love him more than anything in this world. And I don't want to do anything to lose him. I want to show him that I support him in everything that he does. I want to be there by his side through everything. I want to be there when he needs me. I want him to feel like he can come to me. I want to be an escape for him. So I wouldn't do anything to push him away. But that's just me. That's my story. And I'm just here to tell you, we're not all the same.